New York City at night, bright lights, endless energy, and some of the most stylish women in the world. From the neon glow of Times Square to rooftop bars overlooking the skyline, the city transforms into a living runway after dark. In this video, we're diving into the beauty, fashion, and nightlife that make New York unforgettable. Welcome to the city that never sleeps. The city's energy after dark. When the sun sets on New York City, something magical happens. The rush hour crowd fades, office lights switch off, and suddenly the city begins to glow in an entirely new way. Neon signs flicker to life, streetlights cast a golden shimmer on wet pavement, and the steady hum of traffic becomes the soundtrack of a city that refuses to slow down. This is when New York transforms, from the business capital of the world into a playground of endless possibilities. The energy after dark is unlike anywhere else on the planet. Times Square alone feels like standing inside a living heartbeat. Bright billboards illuminate the night sky, music drifts from open doors of bars and clubs, and people from every corner of the world gather in one place, united by the thrill of simply being here. Whether you're standing in the middle of Broadway surrounded by lights or tucked into a jazz bar downtown, the atmosphere wraps around you and pulls you into its rhythm. What makes New York nights so unique is the diversity of its energy. In Midtown, you feel the pulse of ambition. People dressed sharp, heading to rooftop parties or late dinners. Downtown, the mood softens into something more artistic. The cobblestone streets of SoHo, the hidden speakeasies, the candlelit cafes, all create moments of intimacy within the chaos. And no matter where you go, there's always movement, always a story unfolding right in front of you. The city's energy isn't just about the places, it's about the people. Women walking confidently through the streets, heels clicking against concrete, turning heads as if every block were their runway. Friends laughing as they step out of yellow taxis, couples holding hands under the lights of the Empire State Building. Each person adds their own spark, their own story, to the current that flows through the night. New York after dark is alive, electric, and endlessly captivating. It's not just a city, it's an experience. An energy you can feel in your chest, a rhythm you can't help but move to. And once you step into it, you understand why they call this the city that never sleeps. Because when night falls, that's when New York truly wakes up. Times Square as a stage. Times Square is often called the crossroads of the world, and at night it becomes something even bigger. A stage where millions of people play their part. Step into this glowing arena after dark, and it feels as if the city itself is performing just for you. Towering billboards light up the sky, larger-than-life faces beam down, and the streets hum with the sound of music, footsteps, and endless conversation. But what truly makes Times Square unforgettable isn't just the lights, it's the people who walk among them. Women from every background, every culture, and every corner of the globe come here, dressed in their own version of confidence. Some are in high heels and designer outfits, ready for a Broadway premiere or rooftop party. Others embrace casual streetwear, sneakers, and denim, embodying that effortless New York cool. Each step across the neon-lit crosswalk feels like a walk down a runway, each glance another scene in an ever-changing show. Times Square turns ordinary moments into cinematic ones. A group of friends laughing as they pose for photos under the giant screens. A solo traveler pausing in awe, her face reflecting the glow of electronic billboards. A couple sharing a quiet moment in the middle of chaos, framed by flashing advertisements and the blur of yellow taxis. These are the moments that transform the square from just another tourist attraction into something timeless, almost theatrical. There's a reason artists, photographers, and filmmakers flock here. It's because Times Square never looks the same twice. The constant flow of people creates a moving mosaic of fashion, personality, and energy. Every hour brings a new performance. Dancers entertaining crowds, musicians pouring their soul into the night air, and women carrying themselves with the kind of presence that makes you stop and stare. At its core, Times Square is a mirror of New York itself, bold, bright, diverse, and alive. It's where beauty meets chaos, where style meets spontaneity, and where every visitor becomes part of the show. In Times Square, you don't just watch the performance, you are the performance. And that's why, no matter how many times you visit, it always feels like the first time. Fashion freedom. In New York City, fashion is more than clothing, it's language. And at night, when the city glows with neon and streetlights, that language gets louder, bolder, and more unapologetic. This is a city where individuality rules, and nowhere is that more obvious than in the way women express themselves through style. Walk down Fifth Avenue or SoHo after dark, and you'll see it immediately. A woman in a flowing evening gown hails a cab outside a theater, her dress catching the glow of the headlights. Another in ripped jeans, a leather jacket, and sneakers strolls confidently past designer storefronts, proving that attitude can be just as stylish as couture. In New York, there's no single way to look beautiful because beauty lives in self-expression. The freedom of fashion here comes from the city's diversity. Women from every culture and background bring pieces of their heritage into the streets. Bright African prints, elegant Middle Eastern scarves, bold Asian streetwear, classic European chic. Put them all together and you get a runway that never ends, one that shifts with every passing block. The city is a canvas and every woman paints it in her own way. What's most striking is the confidence. In New York, style isn't about blending in, it's about standing out. Some women go for bold, dramatic looks designed to catch the eye in a crowd. Others lean into subtle elegance, where a perfectly tailored coat or a simple black dress says more than flashy patterns ever could. And whether it's luxury labels or thrift store treasures, every outfit tells a story about personality, ambition, and creativity. At night, the city amplifies these stories. Rooftop bars become fashion shows without rules. Sidewalks turn into impromptu runways under the glow of street lamps. Even a late-night coffee run can feel cinematic when paired with a striking outfit and the backdrop of New York's skyline. Fashion freedom is what makes New York so alive. It's the reason women here walk with confidence, knowing the city celebrates individuality. Every step is an act of self-expression, every look a statement. In New York, you don't dress to fit in, you dress to be seen, and that freedom is what makes this city unforgettable. Rooftop glamour. Few places capture the magic of New York at night quite like its rooftops. High above the noise of honking taxis and crowded sidewalks, a different world unfolds, one where the city feels both endless and intimate at the same time. Step onto a rooftop lounge and suddenly you're surrounded by glass towers glowing like lanterns with the skyline stretching as far as your eyes can see. It's here that New York's women bring their most dazzling style, turning the night into something cinematic. The allure of rooftop glamour is in the setting. Imagine a woman in a sleek black dress raising a glass of champagne as the Empire State Building glows behind her, or friends in vibrant outfits laughing together, their reflections caught in the windows of skyscrapers. There's something about being above the city with the lights at eye level that inspires confidence and elegance. Up here, every moment feels like a scene from a movie. Soft lighting, music drifting through the air, the gentle hum of conversation. It's a setting where style and atmosphere blend seamlessly. Women dress not just to impress others, but to match the city itself. Bold, radiant, unforgettable. What makes rooftop glamour special is the diversity it showcases. You'll see gowns next to jumpsuits, high heels next to sneakers, luxury handbags next to thrifted gems. In New York, glamour doesn't follow one rule, it's about presence. It's about the way women carry themselves against a backdrop of skyscrapers, turning simple moments into memories that last. And then there's the skyline itself, the greatest accessory of all. No matter where you stand, whether it's Midtown overlooking Times Square, downtown with views of One World Trade, or Brooklyn with the Manhattan skyline rising across the river, the city becomes part of the look, part of the energy. Rooftop glamour is the heartbeat of New York nights. Its style elevated, confidence magnified, and beauty framed by the city's endless lights. Up here, you don't just see New York, you become part of its spark. Downtown New York has a rhythm all its own. Away from the towering billboards of Midtown and the constant buzz of Times Square, SoHo and the surrounding neighborhoods create a different kind of stage, one defined by creativity, edge, and effortless style. At night, the cobblestone streets glow under vintage street lamps, and the boutiques and lofts become backdrops for some of the city's most fashion-forward looks. SoHo, in particular, feels like walking through a living fashion magazine. Here, women step out with outfits that blend high-end designer pieces with streetwear flair. One might pair an oversized blazer with sneakers, while another struts in bold heels and a statement dress that looks like it came straight off the runway. The magic of SoHo style is that it's never predictable. Every corner you turn reveals someone expressing themselves in a way you haven't seen before. What sets downtown style apart is its raw creativity. It's not about perfection, it's about personality. In SoHo, a distressed denim jacket or a vintage thrift store find carries as much weight as luxury labels. It's about the art of mixing, clashing, and reinventing. And because so many artists, designers, and influencers call this neighborhood home, the streets become a testing ground for trends that often ripple out across the world. At night, the atmosphere transforms again. Cafes and speakeasies fill with people who blur the line between casual and chic. A woman in minimalist monochrome might sip wine at a corner bistro, while another in neon streetwear heads to a downtown gallery opening. The styles don't compete, they coexist, creating a visual mosaic that makes downtown feel alive. Beyond SoHo, neighborhoods like the Lower East Side and Tribeca bring their own twists. The Lower East Side leans gritty and experimental, where bold colors and vintage pieces dominate. Tribeca, by contrast, feels polished and modern, with clean lines and upscale touches. Together, they represent the full spectrum of New York fashion, unapologetically diverse and endlessly evolving. SoHo and downtown style embody the spirit of freedom. They remind you that in New York, fashion isn't about following rules, it's about writing your own. Every woman who walks these streets adds her own brushstroke to the canvas, making downtown not just a neighborhood but a style capital of its own. In New York, beauty isn't just about how someone looks, it's about how they carry themselves. Walk through the city at night and you'll notice it instantly. Women moving with a sense of purpose, their presence commanding attention long before their outfits or features do. Confidence here is the real beauty, the invisible accessory that turns a simple walk down the street into something unforgettable. This confidence is born from the city itself. New York is intense, competitive, and unapologetic, and the women who thrive here reflect that spirit. They don't wait for approval. They don't blend into the background. Whether dressed in couture or casual streetwear, they own their style and wear it with pride. That attitude is magnetic. It makes people stop, look, and remember. At night, this confidence shines even brighter. Picture a woman hailing a yellow cab in heels, unfazed by the crowd rushing past her, or a group of friends stepping out of a lounge, laughter echoing down the block, not caring who watches. These moments may seem ordinary, but in New York they become extraordinary because of the confidence behind them. The beauty of this city is that it doesn't demand one version of perfection. Instead, it rewards individuality. Some women embrace bold fashion and loud colors, others lean into simplicity and elegance. What unites them isn't their look, it's the way they walk through the city with assurance. That quiet inner strength speaks louder than any designer label or flawless makeup ever could. Confidence also connects deeply with freedom. In New York, women are free to be unapologetically themselves. They set their own pace, chase their own goals, and celebrate their identities without compromise. And that authenticity, that refusal to hide or shrink back, is what makes them truly beautiful. When you watch the streets of New York at night, you realize something important. Beauty here isn't about fitting in, it's about standing tall. It's about walking into the glow of neon lights or the shadow of skyscrapers and knowing you belong. That's the secret of New York women. Their real beauty doesn't come from what they wear, it comes from the confidence they bring to every step. When the sun goes down, New York comes alive in ways that only a city that never sleeps can. The nightlife here isn't just about places to drink or dance, it's about experiences, energy, and unforgettable memories. And at the center of it all are the women who bring these hot spots to life, turning every corner of the city into a stage of elegance, style, and celebration. Start in Midtown, where the rooftop bars set the tone for a glamorous evening. Picture women in sleek dresses raising glasses against the skyline, the Empire State Building glowing in the background. These spaces feel electric. Music floating through the air, laughter echoing above the streets, and fashion blending seamlessly with the view. Head downtown and the vibe changes. The speakeasies of the East Village and Lower East Side feel intimate, secretive, almost cinematic. Dim lighting, vintage decor, and live music create an atmosphere that's both cozy and stylish. Here, women show off creativity and fashion, unique, edgy, and full of personality. It's nightlife with character, where every outfit and every drink feels like part of the story. Then there are the clubs, places where the city's energy peaks. From Chelsea to Brooklyn, dance floors fill with movement and rhythm. Women in dazzling outfits light up the room, commanding attention under strobe lights and neon glows. The music is loud, the energy unstoppable, and the night feels endless. But New York nightlife isn't only about luxury and exclusivity, it's about variety. You'll find women enjoying jazz bars in Harlem, karaoke nights in Koreatown, and food adventures in Chinatown at 2 in the morning. Each neighborhood offers a different scene, a different vibe, and together they create a mosaic of nightlife unlike anywhere else in the world. What makes these hotspots unforgettable isn't just the places themselves, it's the people. Women who arrive ready to celebrate life, who dance freely, laugh loudly, and create moments that define what New York is all about. The beauty of the city's nightlife is found in their presence, their style, and the way they turn every corner of New York into a celebration. At night, the city belongs to them. From rooftops to hidden lounges, from jazz clubs to dance floors, women transform New York's nightlife into a living, breathing work of art. Moments in motion. New York at night is a city that never stands still. Every block, every corner, every crossing is alive with movement. And it's within these fleeting moments that the true beauty of the city shines. It's not always the grand skyline views or the glittering billboards that leave the deepest impression. It's the smaller details, the snapshots of life in motion that make New York unforgettable. Think of the sound of heels clicking on the pavement, echoing against the backdrop of honking horns and subway rumbles. A yellow taxi pulls up, headlights slicing through the night, and a group of women step out, laughter spilling into the streets as the door slams shut behind them. These moments happen in seconds, but they capture the essence of the city, fast, vibrant, alive. In Times Square, the motion never ends. Crowds weave around each other like streams of light, neon reflecting in every glance. A woman pauses for just a second to snap a photo, her hair catching the glow of a giant screen before she's swept back into the current of people. Even stillness here feels like movement, as the energy of the city wraps around everyone who passes through. Downtown, the rhythm slows but never stops. In SoHo, a woman crosses a cobblestone street under vintage lamps, her dress flowing behind her in the night air. In the Lower East Side, friends dart between bars, jackets swinging casually over their shoulders, music spilling out of doorways as they disappear into the next spot. Every step, every laugh, every flicker of neon reflects the city's heartbeat. What makes these moments powerful is their impermanence. Blink and you'll miss them. But for those who notice, the quick smile exchanged between strangers, the reflection of streetlights in a cafe window, the way a woman's silhouette moves against the backdrop of skyscrapers, these glimpses tell you more about New York than any postcard ever could. New York is a city built on motion, and its women carry that rhythm with them. They are the living poetry of the night, walking, laughing, moving with the current, yet creating their own path. In a place that never pauses, beauty is found in the motion itself. Cultural diversity. New York City is often called the melting pot of the world, and nowhere is that more visible than in its nightlife. As the sun sets and the lights flicker on, the streets become a celebration of cultures, stories, and styles from every corner of the globe. Women from different backgrounds step into the night, each carrying with them a piece of their heritage, blending it seamlessly with the energy of the city. Together they create a living mosaic of beauty and identity that makes New York truly unique. Walk through Times Square and you'll hear a dozen languages in just a few steps. A group of women from Tokyo, dressed in chic, minimalist fashion, stop for photos beneath the neon billboards. Nearby, friends from West Africa walk arm in arm, their vibrant prints glowing under the lights. A Latina traveler laughs as she dances to a street performer's music, while a Middle Eastern woman in elegant, modest fashion captures the moment on her phone. These scenes are not unusual here. They are everyday life in a city where diversity isn't the exception, it's the heartbeat. Downtown, the cultural mix feels even more personal. Chinatown bustles late into the night with women enjoying steaming bowls of noodles after a night out. In Koreatown, groups gather for karaoke, their voices spilling joy into the streets. Harlem resonates with the soulful notes of jazz, where women sway gracefully to rhythms that carry the history of generations. Brooklyn adds its own twist, creative, eclectic, influenced by global cultures, but always distinctly New York. What makes this diversity so powerful is the way it inspires expression. Women don't just bring their backgrounds with them, they wear them, celebrate them, and share them. Fashion, music, food, and even the way they walk through the city all reflect pieces of where they come from. In New York, these differences don't clash, they harmonize, creating a symphony of cultures that turns the city into something greater than the sum of its parts. At night, this cultural diversity becomes even more visible, glowing under the city's lights. It's a reminder that New York is not one story, but millions woven together. And the women who walk its streets are living proof that beauty doesn't have one face, one style, or one origin. It comes from everywhere, and it thrives here. The spirit of New York women in conclusion. What truly defines New York City at night isn't just the skyline, the flashing billboards, or even the endless nightlife. It's the spirit of the women who walk these streets, their confidence, their style, and their undeniable presence. They embody the essence of the city itself, bold, diverse, and unstoppable. The spirit of New York women is independence. You see it in the way they stride through busy avenues, weaving through crowds without hesitation. It's in the way they hail a cab with one hand while holding a coffee in the other, balancing ambition and elegance with ease. They don't wait for the city to make space for them, they carve out their own. It's also resilience. New York can be tough, and its women reflect that strength. Whether it's a woman pursuing her career late into the night or friends supporting each other as they celebrate victories and face challenges together, their stories are written into the rhythm of the streets. That resilience makes them magnetic, a reminder that beauty is as much about character as it is about appearance. But above all, the spirit of New York women is freedom. Freedom to express, to experiment, to shine. From glamorous rooftop gatherings to quiet moments in a downtown cafe, they embrace individuality and wear it proudly. Their presence transforms the city. They are not just part of the landscape, they are the landscape, the lights, the fashion, the music. It all feels different because of them. And that brings us to the heart of New York City at night. It's not just a place, it's an experience shaped by the people who live it. The women of New York give the city its soul. They make the sidewalks feel like stages, the rooftops feel like dreams, and the nightlife feel alive. So when you look at New York after dark, remember this: the true beauty of the city isn't only in its skyline or its famous landmarks, it's in the people who give it life, in the women who carry its spirit with grace, strength, and style. That is New York's heartbeat, that is its story, and it's why the city never sleeps, because beauty, confidence, and spirit never rest. Thanks for watching.